Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to my channel. My name's Justin. I play guitar on songs in Nashville. And today we're going to look at the top 5 songs on the country media-based charts and answer the question, what in the world is going on with modern country music today? So let's start. I've got my biscuit. I'm tuned down half a step. I guarantee something on this list is going to be in like E flat. Man, this guitar sounds great. Or in C sharp. Or F sharp. F sharp is the new G. C sharp is the new D. I say new, but it's just been like this for a long time. People tend to tune down a half step or a whole step and then play open position. Let me tune this thing real quick like. I mean, just with lightening up the hand, the right hand. I got a little slap back and kind of a lot of reverb. That's more reverb than I normally have. Oh well. Song number 5 in the country, on the country media-based charts. Tucker Wetmore, Wind Up Missin' You. Let's look it up. What do we got here from old Tucker?
I know I might look like another ball cap on a bar stool underneath the PBR line, saying everything under the moon to get you in my arms tonight. You probably heard it all 1,000 times, but it ain't what it looks like.
Cool part.
Let me tell you what it looks like. You look like waves on a sunset, and you can crash on me all night. You look like wine in a truck, bet a little what I'm doing for the rest of my...
He sounds like he's from a non-urban area. Let's see. Kalama. It's a town of less than 3,000 people in rural Washington state. Yeah. Man, I tell you, there's so many parts of the country that have different rural accents. His sounds different. You know, a lot of people say, oh man, they all sound the same, all these guys singing country music. If you pay attention, you can kind of tell the Georgia guys from the Kentucky guys. And you can tell them from the Virginia guys and the Alabama or Florida guys. Like, I mean, and the Texas guys are very different too. So it's there if you got ears for it. Anyway, this intro. So they're in the key of F sharp, and it's this. So it's this lick, right? And they're doing this chord melody thing, like I talked about in one of my recent videos, where you're just kind of covering the bass note and the melody. That's the simplest way to get into this kind of guitar playing. And then it would change to the 4 chord, but the melody stays the same. Man, I love the way this guitar sounds. Probably bring that bridge pickup down a little bit. It's pretty angry. Oh man, we were super rolled back on the tone. There, that's wide open. That's where I live, is a little bit down on both the volume and tone. So, let's listen to a little bit more of this track and we'll move to number 4.
My life, 'cause you look like I'm done looking. But girl, the hard truth is if this night don't turn into 2, you look like I'm gonna wind up missing you. I gotta tell you, baby, I've been.
It was like a slide thing. I'll tell you, slide on a guitar with low action is really hard, but then you start tuning that guitar down, it gets that much harder. As your string tension gets looser and looser, you get a less strong, you get a weaker fundamental tone out of your slide. So it's a problem. Number 4, let's go back to the old charts here. Number 4, Dylan Marlowe and Dylan Scott, Boys Back Home. There we go.
Yeah, here's to the boys back home drinking dirt road beers on a Friday night. Yeah, I'm wishing I was with y'all singing them old songs, trucks circled up round a farm fire. Let's go. To the ones keeping that dirt on their car hard. Yeah, heading down to the bank to cash.
So we're in B flat. Cool thing about the key of B flat, if you're tuned down a half step, is you can get a low 4 chord, right? So this song, you could hear the intros like 6 minor, 4, 1. Okay, so I was thinking I had an overdrive on. I do have a little bit of boost. I've got the clean channel of the Son of Kong, no EQ, just goosing a little bit. So I do have a little bit of a boost. Here's no Son of Kong. Here it is engaged. Off. On. Pretty awesome. So, key of B. I'm sorry, B flat, because I'm down a half step. All right, let's listen to a little bit more.
That word car to the ones pushing that needle in the red in a diesel, they my kind of people underneath them stars down in Georgia. Yeah, I got one for you. Yeah, here's to the boys back home drinking dirt road beers on a Friday night. Yeah, I'm wishing I was with y'all singing up round a farm fire, putting paint on that small town, turning dirt to them dust clouds.
This sounds really familiar to me.
Too long, this one right here's to the boys back home. Yo, tell 'em about it. I know you're holding that hometown. Nothing to do like nobody does.
Okay, then the other Dylan Scott, starts singing verse 2. He's probably singing the chorus as well. I think I played on this song, but I think it was a long time ago. Let's listen to the solo. That's how I'll know for sure. But that sounds like me doing a high-low. I mean, that sounds like me. Okay, let's see if there's a solo.
No, I can't be your name. Yeah, small town, turning dirty. This one right here's to the boys back home. To the boys back home.
Yeah, that's me.
Here's to the boys back home drinking Duro
Okay.
beers on a Friday.
So the top of the solo, you know, sometimes it's kind of cool to bend and then come back up, right? And then it sounded like just a big blues scale at the end. Let's listen one more time. You might not think this, but I definitely don't remember every solo I played from a couple years ago. So I'm kind of relearning, you know, my own stuff. I keep trying to hit the space bar to stop because that's what it does in Pro Tools, but in Apple Music it just goes into the search field. But if I'm playing, yeah, no, it won't even pause the song or unpause it. It just puts my cursor in the search field. All right, one more time. Top of the solo. Maybe? That's the end of the first part of it. That's this guitar. And then the last, yeah. Something like that. Something like that. Where is it? Where is it?
Here's to the boys back home drinking.
Yeah, I had to change how slowly. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how I played it, but that's me. Number 4. Very cool. Hope he rings the bell. Meaning, hope he goes number 1. Dylan Marlowe is super cool. We actually did an archery course together. There's a bunch of bow hunters on Music Row, which I guess that's really not surprising, right? I mean, you might think that what you hear on country radio, what you see on the ACM or CMA award shows, you might think it's all very contrived. And it kind of is packaged together for, at some level, for the average consumer, right? But I mean, a lot of these younger guys, the writers and the artists, they just grew up being as country as dirt, you know? Like one of my favorite writers and producers, when he hears something that he likes that's really country, he's like, that's as country as hen poop on a pump handle, you know? That everybody kind of grew up like that, you know. I halfway did. My great aunt had a farm outside of the town I grew up in, and I spent a lot of time out there on the weekends, climbing around on farm equipment and climbing up massive stacks of hay that any kid probably should not have done. And we would fish in the ponds on the land, and I don't know, it was really cool. So as much as it seems contrived, like a lot of these guys really did grow up in a rural setting on a farm, you know, like they're not singing about something that they're not familiar with. So anyway, how I got on that tangent was Dylan Marlowe was at one of the archery courses that I went to here in town. It's always a good idea if you're a bow hunter. First of all, you got to be really good with a bow to be able to hunt, right? Like the goal of every hunter is the most ethical shot that just drops the animal, minimal suffering, near instant death. And if you know anything about the natural world, like that's not how they die otherwise, okay? Like prey animals generally die screaming in shock while something else eats them alive, you know? If you want to see any of that, which you probably don't because it's not like enjoyable to watch, but there's an Instagram account called Nature is Metal. I think it's on most social media platforms. Some of that's pretty hard to watch. Like there was a Komodo dragon eating one of its kills. Whew. Do you know how those things hunt? They're ambush predators, all right? They jump out and bite an animal, like a deer or a goat or something, and then they just follow it. And they have venom in their mouths, and I think they have bacteria too that works like symbiotically with them. Anyway, the animal that they bit slowly gets paralyzed. And so when it slows down enough, the Komodo dragon just starts eating it. And so generally, when they're eating, it's like they're eating the hind legs while the front end of the animal is just like, ah! You know? Wow, what a tangent. Nature is brutal. A well-placed shot from a hunter is an absolute mercy. And I got into bow hunting because I just want to do things that are really challenging. And I like being able to feed my family the cleanest meat imaginable, okay? So Tennessee's overrun with deer, and I generally have a few of them in the freezer at a time, you know? Like for a long time there, before I got real busy in this last year or so, that was the only meat we ate. I did not buy meat at the store from some farm that is, you know, that the cow or whatever had a bunch of antibiotics in it and whatever chemicals and Roundup and pesticides all over its meal, cornmeal or whatever. I just thought, you know, venison's a lot leaner. We don't medicate those animals. They're foragers. They're edge feeders, right? Edge feeders. So that means that the stuff that they like is kind of on the edge of a forest. And if you think about it, some suburban neighborhoods are kind of like a massive bowl of free food because it's all plants that they like to eat, and people fill the bowl back up after they eat them. It's like, dang it, they ate my plant. Gonna plant another one, you know. But all that to say, I feel like it's healthier and it's very difficult, and I really enjoy doing hard things, and I think everybody would enjoy being successful at hard things. The problem is that you're not successful at hard things. Your success rate is inversely related to how difficult it is. So some people just don't. Other people have like moral and ethical things from killing animals, and I guess I get that. Like I kind of don't, because literally everything you eat, I don't care if you eat plants, if you eat animals, everything has died to nourish you. Every single thing. And there's even studies that have come out that have shown that plants completely freak out when they're being consumed by an animal. They're, like acacia trees release some chemical when a giraffe starts eating it that makes other acacia trees downwind change their flavor profile so the giraffes won't eat them. Like it's a existential panic response from the tree. It's like the tree's like, ah! And then the other ones downwind are like, oh man, I need to taste really bad or that's going to happen to me. So, you know, you're only here for a little while. Life is hard. It's hard no matter who or what you are, I think. And the idea of like, I can't eat a living thing, like, it just doesn't track. You do eat living things. Literally everything is or was a living thing that you've eaten. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm on the number 4 song. Let's go to number 3. Morgan Wallen. Not surprised. That guy, everything he puts out is it just goes up and rings the bell, it seems like. Okay, Morgan Wallen, Love Somebody. Here we go, number 3 song in the country. That's kind of cool.
Rumors going all over town. Can't keep my name out your mouth these days. Yeah, they say I live too fast to settle down. Truth is, I just ain't about these games they all play. Wanna find something stronger than the whiskey. Oh, I've tried, but every time I feel it kiss me, I keep coming up empty. Yeah, I just wanna love somebody who won't leave a hole in my heart. I just wanna love somebody that don't want me falling apart. And I'll be lucky if I ever find something more than just a crazy night. I just wanna love somebody who ain't hypnotized by dollar signs and blinding lights like.
That's kind of cool. So, diamond at the end of the chorus, expose the vocal hook, straight into verse 2. No need for a turn. Trim the fat, you know. The intro was long too. The intro was really interesting. There's like some almost creepy, warbly sounds going on. Creepy's probably the wrong word, but some of that, I don't know, it was a little old school in a really interesting way.
Rumors going all over.
Cool. So it's something like, when you're trying to figure out a melody by ear, it helps to sing it. It really, really helps to sing it and play it. That's just should be something that you practice all the time anyway. Like, it doesn't mean you got to go like when you're trying to figure it out, get it in a range that you're comfortable singing, because you'll hear when you're a half step or a whole step off or just not in the neighborhood of whatever the note's supposed to be pretty quickly. That's an interesting song, and that is a good example of modern country where the only thing that's really country about it is his voice, you know. I'm pretty sure he's from Georgia. Again, a lot of these guys have these, but I might be way off on that. Let's see. Where are you from? Oh, he's from Tennessee, Sneedville, Tennessee. I've never even heard of that, but you know, that's fine. Yeah, he sounds like he's from the South. He's got that sort of thing in his voice. But that anchors the song into country music. And then the fact that it's like, this is a live band that you're hearing. That's becoming a sort of country thing, you know. You don't tend to hear that in the pop world as much. So, all right, number 2, Wetzel and Jessie Murph. The song's called High Road. Here we go.
I can tell that you're mad, and I ain't half surprised about that. Since the day that we met, it's always who cuts first and never who bleeds last. Rumors always turn into yelling and fighting, and once it's in your mind, only one way you're driving. I know I'ma take the high road, maybe get stoned, have a little too much of something terrible. I'ma let you cool down while I walk out. You ain't messing me up like the times before. I don't need a ticket to your shit show. Knock yourself out and get a new low. I'ma take the high road, take the high road, take the high road.
You don't wanna talk about it, boy, that's no surprise. You come home smelling like liquor like every other night. If I catch you with her, you gon' catch me with him. You think I don't hear about it, you better think again. You know that rumors always turn into yelling and fighting. And once it's in my mind, only one way I'm driving, you know.
I know, and I'ma take the high road, baby, get stoned, have a little too much.
Okay. Just like some really cool chorus tones happening here. Let's hear the very intro. It was one of those things, this happens sometimes when you have a part and then you strip it back and then you strip it back and then you strip it back even more, and it's kind of hard to hear. If you didn't hear where they started from, it's kind of hard to hear, like, what's the shape? What's going on? And that can be a bit of a trick that people employ to keep someone interested through an intro and a first verse. Like, I have no category for what I'm hearing. You know, this is not going into the boxes of what I'm used to hearing in country music or whatever. So let's hear this. I brought the volume up on my Apple Music player. It was down. I don't know why. So this is louder. Here we go.
I can tell that you're mad, and I ain't half surprised about that. Since the day that we met, it's always who cuts first and never who bleeds last. Rumors always turn into yelling and fighting.
It's still kind of hard for me to hear. It's just so much quieter than I am. One more time. Just turn it up in here. Bum, ba, ba, bum.
I can tell that you're mad.
One more. Bum, ba, da, da. First of all, it's cleaner than what I'm playing. So close. So close to whatever it actually is. One more.
I can tell that you're mad.
very interesting. And her voice is really interesting. She's doing that thing that's kind of, you know, it's a new thing where you don't kind of, you kind of don't fully enunciate the words. I don't know. That's country pulling from other genres as well. So probably an artifact of modern country music that a lot of you are like, bah! I get it. Number 1 song in the country, George Birge, Cowboy Songs. I've worked for George. He's a great dude. Here we go.
I don't come here much, but she loves this place, and I gotta find her. I don't smoke, but she does when she drinks, so I got a lighter. I like whiskey, she likes tequila, so I take one of both. Just in case she walks in, I'll be good to go. She only dances to cowboy songs, loves to get lost in a moment. She comes alive when the neon's on, don't wanna leave till it's closing. So I got a 20 on the jukebox to keep it playing. Anything that sounds like wailing, right here's where I'll be staying all night long. 'Cause she only dances to cowboy songs. She only dances to cowboy songs. Yeah, she makes love like an Amarillo rain. Just something about her. One night with her would make anyone think they can't live without her. If she rolls through 3 chords, then the truth might give me every chance. It's still guitar or still her heart, if anything can. She only dances to cowboy songs, loves to get lost in the moment. She comes alive when the neon's on, don't wanna leave till it's closing. So I got a 20 on the jukebox to keep it playing. Anything that sounds like wailing, right here's where I'll be staying all night long. 'Cause she only dances to cowboy songs. She only dances to cowboy songs. I've been wasting quarters waiting for her, just in case she shows. And I'll be back tomorrow if she don't. She only dances to cowboy songs.
Man, I'm really digging the re-emergence of chorus in country music. It's pretty awesome. I love my CE1. So in the intro, there's like a... And they're doing some interesting moves in the verses. The chorus is 4, 6 minor, 5, 3 minor. So it's that's an interesting progression. It's not like our, 64-15 with an infinity repeat on it. And this song's in C sharp, right? So I'm down a half step. I'm playing what looks like a G shape, but it's really F sharp. So yeah, top 5 songs in the country. That sounds like Nashville, stuff we're putting out. And I know a lot of you guys have criticisms for that, and that's totally fine. It's the only thing I would say is if I haven't got myself in trouble enough in this video talking about hunting, only thing I'll say is we are responding to the market, giving the people what they actually want, So never get ultra mad and angry at the content creators who are trying to make a living, because they're kind of, you can only push people into what you think is good so much. Like you're really following what they want, you know. And I think the majority of modern country music listeners are women, and I think they like hearing guys sing to them. The demographics of our listenership is pretty supportive of that. So, you know, we've talked about this. I've talked about this with other players. Like, what do you do when you hear another song, you get called to play on another song, and it's just so much the same of what we've been doing? Like, what do you do? And for all of us, there's like this balance of how far do we push the envelope. You don't want to be weird or crazy or different just for its own sake, but at the same time, like, we get called because everybody knows that a lot of this stuff is very similar to what we've been doing. The change happens very slowly. So they call players who spent their whole lives getting really great at an instrument so that, you know, it's like, help me make this different. Help me make this unique. That's my entire job, you know? And I know a lot of you do not like modern country music. And I've seen comments where people are like, man, your talents are wasted on that stuff or whatever. And I just disagree. I don't think that's true at all. I love the people that I work with. I love the level of musicianship here. I have been absolutely spoiled, especially by drummers. Like, if I were to ever move out of town and go like play a local gig or something, very first thing I would notice would be the drumming, guaranteed. Like, the absolute best, most world-class drummers are the guys I see on sessions every single week, you know. I don't take that for granted. It's pretty cool. So anyway, top 5 songs. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. I might not get to any other videos this year, but you know, that's okay. Hope you guys have a great holiday season with your families, and we'll see you soon. Bye.